Hi class, how are you? Good. All right, well, we are going to continue talking about politics, about elections that you've been doing in your social studies classes. But I want to check in with you and ask you, how is social studies going? Good. Are you finding that the work we're doing here is helping you in your social studies class? All right, show of hands. How many of you think the work we're doing in this class is helping you? Good. Excellent. All right, raise your hand if you don't think this is helping you. All right, well, most of you went up, had your hands go up. I will check in with a couple of you who didn't think it was helping and see if I can help you some more. But when most of you raise your hand, that shows me that the majority of you, and that's one of our vocabulary words, majority, are finding this very helpful. So we will continue to work on this. So today, your objective, it's on the board as always, it will be to speak about politics. So this means there'll be a lot of talking today. You'll speak about politics using new vocabulary words from social studies. So we will continue adding to our vocabulary list of the words. They are here. If you need a refresher, they're on the board behind me. Now today I already have the words written down on our list. They are political party, majority, minority, Democrat, and Republican. You'll see the definitions are not here. You've probably noticed too that you do not have dictionaries on your desk. Alright, so the definitions are in the room. Yes, I have written the definitions on sentence strips like these. This one's blank, of course. And your task as a class is to work together. You guys, in a moment I will release you to look around the room for the sentence strips. There are 5, for the 5 vocabulary words. And as a group you will discuss. You will not use dictionaries right now. If you need them after, we will look them up. But I think that collectively, that all of you together have enough knowledge to do this. So you go around the room, you'll find the 5 sentence strips. And then you will talk about it. And you will decide which definition goes with which vocabulary word up here. You will not write them down at this point in time because we want to double check and make sure they're right. Alright, so it will take some talking. Alright, any questions so far? Okay, alright, you guys go find your vocabulary words. Excellent. Well, you guys did a great job. You got them all correct. Alright, so let's go over these vocabulary words here and see how well you did. Alright, so for a political party, who wants to read this one? Amir, go ahead. Right. It's a group of people who share many of the same ideas about how government should be used in a country or society. In the U.S., there are 2 major groups, but others do exist. We'll talk about some of the others at another time. Okay, 2, who wants to do Republican? All right, Filan, very good. A person who favors a Republican form of government. All right, a Democrat. Who wants to read that one? All right, Mohammed. A person who favors the Democratic Party. All right, majority. Larger part of a group. Excellent. And minority, we'll go over here to Pedro, the group that is smaller. All right, now how were you guys able to figure some of these out? Let's go over all of them. Yes, when you said party, you saw that a group of people, so you figured out. That is correct. You guys use good context clues to do that. Republican and Democrat are pretty simple because the words are in the definition. It says favors Republican Party, favors the Democratic Party. And again, down the road, we'll discuss the differences, some of the major differences between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Today, that is not our goal. All right, majority, you said greater part, and you think of major as bigger, good, and minority, minor. So you guys even broke down the words a little bit. Excellent. Any questions? Someone gets to take a minute to write all these down in your social studies dictionaries. Good. All right, now that you guys have them all written down, we're going to do some work with the words. We're going to cover majority and minority first. And I think this will be a fun exercise for you. You guys will notice the papers that I just handed out to you all have columns on them and little boxes. So you will see on one side of the column, it will say prefers to read and prefers to watch TV. All right, and you have a total of 4, and you can see that 3 of them have a preference listed and 1 does not. So the one that does not, you will write your own preference in that you will be asking students in the class. And we've worked on preferences before and using sentences to say, I prefer reading, I prefer TV. So this will be a good time to practice that. All right, and your goal is to ask 7 students in the classroom for each category. So you have 7 here, and so on. All right, any questions? Now I want you to keep track of them by just doing a tally mark. Remember, just a straight line. You don't need to put a name with it. All right, so you ask the question, do you prefer to read or do you prefer to watch TV? And you'll do that. And then we will share this as a group. So go ahead and do the gathering of the data, if you will. Great. All right, now that you guys have gathered them, you don't have to come up and each read all of yours, but you will read 2 of them. And there'll be a certain model I want you to follow so we can practice using our words majority and minority. So I've written a couple of them out. The minority of the students, and then you will finish the thought, prefer reading. You'll have one that says the majority of the students prefer, and you will finish the thought. Another way you can phrase it, the students who like or prefer reading are the minority. The students who prefer watching TV are the minority. You will notice there's an article in front of minority and an article in front of majority. So in this case, majority and minority are what parts of speech? Right, nouns, okay? All right, so you guys will each come up here and do 2 categories and make sure you follow the proper form that I've asked you to. I will leave the form up here, so if you need to refer to that, that is okay. You can look up at the board anytime and then repeat the phrase back to the classroom. Okay? You guys did an excellent job on that. I'm hearing good pronunciation, and you guys are using the phrases correctly. All right, you guys have any questions on that? All right, well, moving right along. We're getting a lot of work done today, aren't we? Yeah, are you guys having fun? Good. All right, any questions? Good. All right, remember before in class when we've done sentence pairs, you have 2 sentences that relate or go together in somehow. Sometimes it's an answer, a question and an answer, but sometimes there are 2 statements that go together. So on your tables in front of you, you guys will work in your groups on this. You will notice you guys have 8 strips, sentence strips, all right? And you will find that there are 4 pairs. So 2 sentences make 1 pair. And your job is to match all the pairs together in your table groups. And I will go around the room and make sure they are correct when you are all done. So when you're done, raise your hand, and I will come by and verify that. All right. And once they are done, the first student in the group will read the first pairing. The second group will read the second pairing. Now, while the students are reading the pairing, the rest of the students are writing down what they're saying. So you guys will have the sentences paired together. Now, how I want them paired together, you can call it sentence group A. So you'll have write an A, and you'll do 1 and 2. The first sentence will go here, the second group will go here. Group B, you'll write the letter B, sentence 1 on top, sentence 2 on the bottom, until you get all 4 pairs. All right. Any questions? Okay, so go ahead and do that. I should hear you speaking as you guys are sorting these out, and then you're dictating them to the other students in the group. Good work. All right, as I went around the room, you guys have done an excellent job on that. So now you each have a piece of paper with all of these pairs written down. And I want you guys to bring your papers, move these tables up out of the way. We're going to do inner circle and an outer circle working with these pairs. All right, so the outer circle will read number 1 in the pair, and the inner circle will read number 2. You have to respond to the correct one. Now please don't do them in order. Jump around a little bit, okay? So you can challenge the inner circle. And after a couple of minutes of doing outer circle and inner circle, we will then switch roles. So you guys have a chance to both practice both sides of this, okay? Any questions? All right, everybody up. Let's go ahead and do our inner circle and our outer circle. And I'm going to listen and help you if needed, okay? All right, you guys did a really good job on that. I like what I'm hearing. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, good. All right, so now we have a dialogue. And the first time, I'm going to read the dialogue, both parts, and you guys will repeat it back to me. And then we will do this in pairs. So the first time, I'm going to read it. I'll say student A says this, and you guys will repeat back after I read it, okay? All right, Student A, hi, I missed some of class this week. Can you tell me a little about what I missed? Yeah, I have it on the document camera here too, so you can follow along. And I'm only going to reveal the sentence as we go through, so you don't try and read ahead or get confused. Sure, we talked about political parties. Student A, we studied parties? B, no, not that kind. A political party. It is a group of people who have the same ideas about the government. Alright, you guys are all repeating back? Am I looking at all of you repeating back to me? Good. Okay, student A. Oh, well, okay. What do I need to know about political parties? Good. Well, there's a lot, but we just started. In the U.S., there are two major parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. But yeah, Barack Obama is a Democrat, right? Yes, exactly. And for example, George Bush is a Republican. Okay, so if Obama is president, then most Americans voted for him in the election. What else? Well, in politics, they talk about a majority and a minority. I'm confused. Majority of what? Minorities? Well, if most people like something, they are called the majority, and other people are called the minority. So in politics, then, Obama had the majority of the votes. Yes, that is true. Also, the Republicans have more people in Congress than the Democrats. Then they are the majority, and the Democrats are the minority. Alright, I think I heard most of you repeating at the back, but I don't think I heard all of you. So in order to make sure you guys all have a chance, you guys are all going to get in pairs, and you're going to do the dialogue. While it's on the board, I will also distribute copies if anybody needs those. And you guys will face each other and be student A and student B, and then you'll switch roles so you both have a chance to repeat the dialogue, okay? Alright, so go ahead and do that. I'm going to walk around the room as you guys work on that. Alright, so now you guys... Alright, you guys did a great job at that. Alright. So now I'm going to ask questions for the whole class, and you're going to answer them using the new vocabulary. And I'm going to do the beanbag toss again because I like that one, and all of you can catch really well. Alright. So, what are the two major political parties? Fartoon, very good. Yes, the two major political parties are the Democrats and the Republicans. Good. Alright, next up over in the corner to Vicky, use the word majority in a sentence. Very good. If most people voted for Obama, then we can say the majority of the people voted for Obama. Not Madonna. Obama. Okay. And the next one over here, use the word minority in a sentence. Good. You remembered that one from before, but that's totally fine. If there are more Republicans in Congress, then we can say that the Republicans are a majority. Name a person in politics who is a Democrat. Okay, they're a Democrat, but I want you to say a whole sentence using the vocabulary. Yes, Hillary Clinton is a Democrat. Good. Okay, next person. Name a person in politics who is a Republican. Yes, that is true. Donald Trump is a Republican. You've been watching the news. Good. All right, finish this sentence, and you will repeat the sentence when you're going to put in your own word here. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are examples of... That's the right answer, but I want you to say the whole sentence. Yes, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are examples of political parties. All right. You guys ready to do a little more work on your own? I know. You're getting hungry for lunch. I am too. All right. The next job, task, you guys will do in pairs. And you can change up partners if you'd like. You guys are going to write your own dialogue and then do this role play based on your dialogue. Now, the rules for the dialogue are simple. Each speaker will have at least 4 lines. You can have 6, but let's not do more than 7. Okay, so 4 to 7 lines of dialogue. And you must use the vocabulary words that we've been going over today. And you are also free to use other vocabulary words. Use the vocabulary words as many times as possible, but at minimum, you have to use them all at least once in your lines of dialogue. Alright, so you guys will talk together in pairs. You will write the dialogue. I want you to make sure that it makes sense. Right? And then you guys will come up and you will present the dialogues to the class. Okay? Alright, do you guys have any questions on this? Okay. Alright. Well, after watching your dialogues, listening to your dialogues, I see that you guys are doing a really good job. And I think you've met the objective of speaking about politics using our vocabulary for your social studies unit. So I think when you guys go into your social studies class this afternoon, you will be well prepared. All right, so if you have any questions, come and see me after class today. But good work all the way around, and thank you very much.